Okay, so we're going to talk about why Earth is a habitable planet and what aspects make it and keep it a habitable planet. So the three major components that make Earth a habitable planet are its atmosphere, the magnetic field, and the distance it has from the sun. So this list is a list compiled of what you need to have for life to be on a planet. And we can see that it is oxygen, water, the atmosphere, like I mentioned before, sunlight, soil, carbon dioxide and oxygen, and the protection from sun rays and solar wind. And so all of these are going to play a part in these three main components of atmosphere, magnetic field, and the distance from the sun. And as we go through, you'll see what part these play into. So looking first at Earth's atmosphere, the atmosphere is dependent on if gas molecules can escape the gravitational pull. And so the biggest way to see if these molecules will escape the gravitational pull is by the mass and temperature of the planet. And so Earth has the perfect kind of mass and the perfect kind of temperature that creates the gravitational pull that it needs to maintain an atmosphere that is habitable. So if Earth were too small, the molecules would bind together, and if Earth were too hot, molecules would escape faster, therefore making the atmosphere unstable for life to live on that planet. Bigger planets need a bigger molecule to escape, and that is just related to the velocity and stuff like that. And so, speaking of velocity, temperature gives molecules a higher velocity so that they cannot escape the gravitational pull, and mass gives gravitational pull on the gas molecules, and that is how mass and temperature work together. Looking at the Earth's magnetic field, Earth's magnetic field protects our planet from solar winds. If we did not have the magnetic field, we would obviously be affected by those solar winds, which is what would make us inhabitable. And how we have such a strong magnetic field is through the plate tectonics that we discussed in our previous sections of this course, and the core of our planet and the plate tectonics gives us that magnetic the magnetic field. The soil, however, is also a factor that follows along with the magnetic field, and we need soil just for plants to grow and to produce fruits and vegetables and things like that to help us live off of those. The magnetic field is what helps us keep the atmosphere that is habitable. So if we did not have such a strong magnetic field, we would be unable to keep the atmosphere that we have that makes us able to live on Earth. Finally, looking at the position that we are from the sun, the position that we are in, the position that Earth is in on the sun is the perfect position to keep us warm so that our water is not frozen and it is liquid for us to use for the several purposes that water is, drinking, watering the soil, things of that sort, keeping us clean. But we're also the perfect distance away from the protection of the sun rays. And so that is why our position of Earth is another aspect that makes us habitable. So all of these three things that we talked about are what make Earth habitable and what work together to continue to make Earth habitable.